Welcome back to Adventures with Rosie, and the trip is nearing its end.
Yeah, we've only got a couple more days left here in the South Island. If you saw the last video, we started heading back from the west coast through Nelson Lakes, and we're in Blenhiem now at the racecourse. Spent a bit of time here in the past day.
Yeah, we have. I think this is our fourth, maybe fifth time we've stayed here. It's a neat spot, lots of space for the kids to run around. And yeah.
This is normally our go-to when we're in Blenhiem, the Waterley racecourse. There is White's Bay here as well, and normally when we leave the South Island we go to White's Bay. It's almost become like a bit of a tradition, but we've got like rain and wind, and it's probably not a good idea to go to the beach.
Yeah, and we're a bit over the sandflies after Nelson Lakes.
Yeah, we are covered in bites. How white my ankles are. They're just covered in bites. So yeah, I think we're going to check out Blenhiem. We thought we'd show you a bit more of the ferry, and then maybe talk about how this caravan's fared over the last 2.5 weeks, because this has been its first proper shakedown, eh?
Yeah. First trip longer than a weekend.
Than a weekend away, so we'll talk more about that as well. So yeah, come along, we'll check out Blenhiem today, and then tomorrow we're going to jump on the ferry, sail across. We're not going to head the whole way back to Taupo, because we get in at like 5 o'clock at night.
I hate trying to do that drive in a day. We've done it so many times.
Yeah.
I hate it.
The ferry gets in about 5:30, so you're putting kids in the car right on dinner time for them, and then you're trying to drive 4.5-5 hours home. So we'll probably stop at the NZMCA park in Foxton. They got another race course there actually. So yeah, come along, we'll check out Blenhiem today and go from there. Well, it is super windy here and it looks like it's about to rain, so we're going to head indoors. We're going to head to the Omaka Avaition Heritage Aviation Museum. There are 2 exhibits that you can view. There's a World War I exhibit with a whole lot of planes from World War I, and then a World War II one as well. And apparently Peter Jackson from, or Sir Peter Jackson I should say, who made Lord of the Rings movies and King Kong and a few other things, he owns the World War I planes. Some are replicas, some are original planes, and yeah, he owns them. So it's his private collection, and it's kind of, they've been staged apparently, so they look like, it's not just a warehouse full of planes, they're in kind of scenes of battle or crashes or whatever. So yeah, we'll go and check that out. I think it's a little expensive from memory to get in there. You have to pay for each exhibit separately, but yeah, we'll go and check it out. Should kill a couple of hours. There's a cafe there as well, and then yeah, I don't know, just hang out until the ferry comes, I suppose. Well, that was pretty cool, eh, Harvey? Did you like the aviation exhibit?
Yeah, I also got this Lego set which I'm building right here, and this is how much I've built.
Nice.
And this bit spins.
His parents kindly got him a Lego. His grandparents kindly got him a Lego set. That place was pretty cool, that museum. I think, like I said earlier, it was a little bit expensive. Like an adult, you have to pay for each exhibit separately. So an adult to see both was $39. But it's pretty cool, and the way that, I mean, those planes are incredible, and the way they are kind of staged, like with the mannequins. Like there was like this cool Red Baron scene where the soldiers were pulling the Red Baron's body out of the wreckage and cutting strips off. They cut souvenirs off his plane, the fuselage, and then there was actually like the original framed bit of one of the crosses from the wing of his plane was on the wall. So just cool things like that. But yeah, killed a fair few hours. Good cafe afterwards. I think we're just going to chill out here, cook up whatever's left in our fridge. Tomorrow morning I think we've got to be there at 11 or 12 for the ferry, so pretty cruisy. I know last time we took the early morning ferry and it's a bit of a mad rush, so we thought we'll take the later one and just kind of potter. It's about 20-25 minutes to Picton, so potter over there, park up, get in line, have a coffee. Yeah, we'll show you a bit more of the ferry as well tomorrow, because we didn't really do that on the way over. Well, good morning. It's a little grey and drizzly here in Picton. Not a breath of wind though. Apparently the sea's settled down overnight. So we came over early this morning. We were hoping for a bit of sunshine because Picton's got a really nice playground down on the waterfront and kind of cool to walk around the marina. There's a mini golf there. There's a nice toasted sandwich shop and coffee shop as well, so you can get like takeaway and go and sit and watch the birds and look at the boats. But none of that today. It's drizzling, so we had a bit of a coffee inside. And now we're just in the queue waiting for the ferry. Yeah, we're here quite early, so we'll probably be in this queue. I think they won't board for another hour or hour and a half, so yeah, should be a good day for the crossing. There was a bit of drama last night with the other ferry company actually, the Inter-Islander. It lost power and was drifting, and they had to put anchors down, and eventually they restored power. Apparently they told all the all the passengers to put life jackets on. So a little bit scary. So I mean, we're catching the other ferry, and what are the chances of that happening twice, right, in one weekend? But yeah, pretty interesting. So yeah, we'll jump in this line. Kids are bouncing off the walls. We do have a cabin on the boat this time as well, a family cabin, or maybe just a small cabin actually. So I'll show you the cabin as well. A couple of beds and your own toilet in the ferry, which is always nice. Yeah, we'll catch up on the ferry. Look at that, first in line. Off to find a coffee now. Alright, here we go. Supposedly our ship is leaving in 2 minutes, so we must be running late. Here we go. Alright, cabin tour. So this is our cabin. You pay, I think, roughly $40 extra for a cabin of this size, the twin cabin. Then there's right up to a family cabin which has 5 sets of bunks, or it's at least 5 people that sleep. So we had one of those once, it was huge. But yeah, it's got a couple of beds, a little desk, bunks are pulled down. But the cool thing is you get your own bathroom in here and your own shower. So they're a little bit old school. I mean, I guess it's just the age of the boat, right? But you do get bedding. A couple of crossings ago when we left the South Island, we had a really rough crossing. All 3 of the kids, I think Chelsea threw up as well. They were just throwing up, the kids like crazy. And so having a cabin for that was pretty ideal. Like, and yeah, if the kids are scratchy or making a lot of noise, when the kids were really young, we'd bring a whole lot of books and toys and just go into the cabin, throw them out. They can climb all over the beds, we can relax on the other bed. So yeah, it is worth it. It is a smooth sailing today, so we'll probably hang out downstairs a bit. But yeah, that's what a cabin looks like. Well, we made it home. Bit of a travel day today. We didn't film anything. Same with last night. We just slept, got up early, travelled. We're back now. Caravan's unpacked. The washing's on. Yeah, it was a good trip in the end, I think. A bit of a whirlwind sort of trip. I know it was just 2.5 weeks. Because we were moving every couple of days, it's definitely a different change of pace than when we were living down in the South Island. But good trip, good to visit some of those places. We lucked out with that weather, as you would see in the videos as well. I've got to get busy editing now. But yeah, we lucked out with the weather, so yeah. The caravan, pretty good shakedown for it, I think. It didn't really skip a beat, to be honest. Nothing went wrong. Just trying to think. Like, we didn't have any issues, which is awesome. The power in this thing, obviously with having the... Well, I mean, we had sun, and we got a lithium battery in here, so the power... I mean, it's 90% now, so it didn't go down low at all, really, below like 80%. We had our fridge cranking, obviously, because we want to keep the beer and the ice cream cold. But yeah, it's quite good not to have to worry about power in this caravan. And with driving and having the Anderson plug now charging our batteries, it's kind of cool to be able to harness the extra power there, I suppose, as well. We didn't have that in the old setup, so yeah, I mean, everything was great. Nothing skipped the beat. It's a really nice caravan. I think because we'd done a few weekend trips before we did the South Island trip, we kind of had everything where we wanted it, and you know, everything unpacked, and clothes and cupboards and that sort of thing, so it's really good. A few of you asked a few questions over the last few videos about how the hitch and the weight of this caravan is. I obviously can't tow two vehicles at once to kind of side-by-side test the hitches, but I think the hitch that's on this caravan, the DO35 hitch, is really awesome. It seems to just not push and pull the car as much as I remember the old caravan, sort of when you go over bumps, when you're wallowing through like a road that's sort of undulating, you'd often feel that pushing and pulling through the car. I don't know if it's just the way this hitch is, if it just absorbs it more, but it's a real pleasure to tow this caravan. It is no longer than our last caravan. It's a little bit higher, but I don't really notice the height, to be honest. I don't know if there's extra drag, maybe. But it just tows awesome, and it's cool not to have to worry about the bottom of it touching anything when you're going on and off ferries or curbs or petrol stations or gravel roads. Just not worrying about, you know, the bottoming out because of that clearance. But yeah, a few of you asked me about that hitch and if I'd recommend it, and I honestly, I think it's good. I really enjoy it. The Isuzu has been fine with the weight in this caravan. We didn't take a lot away with us. We often travelled just a bit of water as well and filled up when we got somewhere. Because this caravan has a huge payload weight, like over a ton, 1,045 kgs I think, this caravan, of stuff you can put in it, including your water and gas bottles and things. But our Isuzu is only 3 ton, so we only can load it up 550 kilos-ish, which is more than enough for us now that we're not living in it. We've got a lot of empty cupboards and half-full cupboards, so yeah, I think maybe if we had a ute that could tow 3.5 ton, maybe we'd put more stuff in it, put a boat on the back, I don't know, but for what we do, I think it's pretty good. So in terms of what's coming up, and just talking about the caravan weights, actually, we're going to shoot tomorrow got a friend helping me out. We're going to film a proper tour of this caravan, because we've shown you bits and pieces, but we've not really done a proper tour and discuss weights and specs of tanks and solar and the things we changed on it. Some of this caravan we customized, things like this window. On this particular model, that window doesn't exist. We added that window in, which is pretty cool. So we're going to do a proper tour video, and then a few days after we do that tour video, this caravan's going in for its first service. And I actually chatted to InsideOut RV and said, can I tag along for the service? I'm keen to see what a service is all about. Apparently there's a huge checklist, 130 something items on this checklist that need checking off in the service, and part of that's to do with warranty and checking things over. And so I'm going to tag along and take the camera to InsideOut HQ and to their service centre, and I'm going to hassle a few of the service guys and kind of make a video around what's involved with servicing a caravan. Mostly because I'm curious, and I'm sure some of you are as well. Normally you just drop it off and pick it up a week later or 2 days later or whatever, but I'm keen to see what's involved. So stay tuned for that. Covey show as well after that. The Caravan Motorhome show will be there, so plenty of videos coming up. We're going to go up to Auckland, big adventure up there. Thank you for watching this series in the South Island. If you have any questions about anything at all, ask away in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.